Hello. It's just me, so I'll have a sip of tea. Still getting set up, but I'm gonna make some more critters today. I've been on a cleaning storm all morning, and so I'm a little bit worn out. But I think that this is gonna be nice and relaxing. And the more critters I make, the more we'll have for like taking over to blender and then chopping them into rigs and then reanimating them. It's gonna be cool. So we're just going to iterate off of that base model a whole bunch. Though looking at it, it's still looking at it and then looking at my overlay and then looking at my color choices. It is because everything is so dark that I think I make things too dark. So I'm going to try, while it's just little old me, to find where those colors are kept. See if I can't make it a little more pleasant and bring some sunshine in this room. There's got to be some way to lighten the mood. Oh, okay, there's the UI folder. There's a whole bunch of things that are like .ui, .sty. So, which one of you is it? We'll go with the only one that's different, like sty, editor.sty. Ooh. Now, this looks familiar. That I might be able to work with. So, how do I get our colors? I kind of want that sky color we have, so I'm going to grab that UI. And it's nowhere in the recents, is it? Fine, I'll do it this way. What? Desktop 25. Uh-huh. A sprite. Sparkle sprite. No, no, no. Probably under streaming stuff. Overlay. This guy. This should give us some colors to pick from. And I just need to put that in a way that I think Magic of Voxel can see it. Oh, not that one. Give me this random other color. All right, so it has numbers and sets of 3, so I think that this is how it's using it. If I change these just around randomly and save it, and then restart Magic of Voxel. No. Okay. It's somewhere in here. Where are you? Now we see if it worked. It did do something. It did do something. It did the thing here. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Cool. That works. Hi, Chibi Momo. How's it going? We are messing with our UI. I'm going to make a little note, actually, off to the side. So 0 is the top bar. That answers that question. And we'll take a brighter little blue into our magical voxel. Paste that in, switch it around, grab that converted code, and I think we got what we need to mess with the next color. All right, let's close it. No change. And reopen it. Oh, that was a big change. That's a big change. Okay. I can easily get lost doing this, but we're getting closer. Just BG is like the primary editor bars. Okay. 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 I'm going to say that the next one should be a little bit brighter. We're just going to keep doing this until it's all a pretty blue that starts to look like it belongs in our overlay. Just making a big old mess of colors. Oh, wrong code. Actually, would you actually know what to do with that if I did? Do you only look for colors in that format? Let's save it and see. Close that. Just keep that open in the back. How's this? Seemingly it did nothing, so I don't think it works if you do that. What you up to today, Chibi Momo? So we'll convert the colors from hex to whatever this is. And paste that instead. No change. Still don't really see what changed. Maybe it was here somewhere? Okay. I don't know what it's using for text colors yet. It seems a little different. Here's where we're at. Now let's see what I just did. Seemingly not much. Okay. Change anything in here? Nope. Nope. I would like to get to this color, wherever this color is hanging out. I'm just going to keep pasting this blue into everything. All right, let's save that. and see how it did. I still don't see any change. What changed from the last time? Still no luck getting to whatever this color is. Did it change anything in here? Can't really tell. Okay. Buttons. Oh, that might be helpful to know. Color pick. Resizer menu. Nothing there. See, the text colors seem to have 4 colors to them, where we only get to pick 3, or 3, like there's 3 sets of numbers here in the bottom left. But in the code, it has them as like 4 colors. So what is that about? Making me think. I am absolutely not avoiding starting on actually modeling anything today. Not at all. Hi, Zergling. How's it going? I am destroying Magic of Voxel's code. I'm trying to turn all of the UI blue. Sort of. Well, I want this background color. I don't know where to find it. I'm looking through the doc, and it's everywhere but somewhere I'm finding. In menu. I'm just taking everything that says BG color and switching it with that blue color we got. But there's lots of like little singularly defined buttons. Okay, I think that's it. So, Zergling, you might know this. If there are a set of 3 numbers, like this, what happens when there's a 4th one on the end? Like this. What does number 4 do? Might be alpha. Oh, okay. But it could be anything. Okay. I'm gonna assume that it is alpha, and I'll just start posting our sky color in here anyway. Anything that says background color. Oops, you had the unfortunate or the misfortune of being labeled BG color. So you get to go too. And you, whatever you are. I wonder if this is driving you insane, Zergling. Just me not actually reading what any of this is. I'm sorry in advance. But clotheslining myself on things is how I understand what they are. Because this has no meaning to me whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And you get blue, and you get blue. Everybody gets blue. I'm like Oprah Winfrey, how I'm throwing around blue. What else you got? Anyone else dare to be a background color? You gotcha. Well, that seems like something I'm supposed to leave alone. Text fields, text size, background color. Is there a text color? Oof. Is this a change UI color? Hopefully. I want this color. Whatever's in here, it's throwing me off. Like, I need to be able to target that color. I think what I do when I'm like modeling in Dopic Bang, I was able to grab the lights of the, not in the render view, but in the modeling view, and I could make it to something more neutral, or more my palette, or match the lighting of what the environment is it's going to be in. And it helped me immensely to make sure that the colors of my models look like they belong in the environment they're going to go in. Um, and what I'm noticing is when I pull things from Magic of Voxel to Blender, my Blender setup is more pastel and bloomy and cute, and the edges get kind of brightened and softened a bit. And what I want is to be able to access that so that I can make, while I'm modeling it in Magic of Voxel, I can make the colors close enough and do less cleanup later. That's the goal. But also the goal is kind of to make editing in Magic of Voxel look fun and like it belongs in my overlay. So we're starting by bluifying everything. And then when I stumble into the color that is this background, we'll tune that to something that's, I'll make a note of where it is so that I can target it. Okay. Oh, background color. Gotcha. Who else? Got that one. So text fields, I guess. Uh-huh. Okay. At least I like that they made it this easy for me to find. Like, I don't know if this is a benefit or a slight to them. That I'm like, um, someone with very little knowledge able to instantly muck around in their UI, but for now. Also, I'm playing the music a little bit differently today. Let me know if it's like too loud or anything like that. Too loud, too chill. I think we got all the background colors. So let's see what that did. Nothing. Seemingly nothing. Well, maybe it grabbed some of these. I don't know. But I still didn't find whatever this color is. Oh my god. It's here. I'm so I'm finding my peace. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. At least it is somewhere that a programmer doesn't have to find. That's I'm a little frustrated that I took the hardest route to find the easiest answer. See how my little models are so dark. Now we should be able to access that. Only there's this ground plane and I can't seem to change that either. It'd be nice if I could. Hmm. I suppose it's not the worst in the world. Can I make all of the text colors like pure white? If I could, then it might read a little better. But they're also kind of very small in their lettering, which makes them. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess for now, I'll leave them there. I can kind of read it all right myself. So I hope y'all don't want to read it. Oh, I'm trying to grab the actual color menu, not all of this. Damn, that's what I'm after. I think I need to take all of them and flip them because the default light has them backlit. I'm not really getting a good read on their faces. Grab everybody and flip that way. There you go. That's a better light. And what was your eye color? This one? Okay. I'm just going to copy that. Oh, that's interesting. I grabbed this menu as well. Neat. We do even more value. Oh my goodness, I am getting a lot of messages. Let me fix that. Okay, that seems good. Kind of. This needs to be brought up a little bit. Good deal. I feel much better about that color now. Still don't like that ground plane. Can I get to it somehow? Can I turn it off? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nothing is showing up for that. I don't know what that's supposed to even be. You make sense. The rest of you don't. Okay, the default AO can stay. Or is it the shadow, the little constant shadow? There you go. You can stay. There's really no way to access the ground plane? It's gotta be some way to get to it. I'm gonna look this up real quick. And in the meantime, if y'all want, I'm gonna copy a little link here and share it. Draw with me. Pin it. There you go. Y'all want to do a little magma drawing with me? More than welcome to join. I think I'll just leave that up over here. Ta-da! So, I'll let that be as it may. And look up magic of voxel. Ground plane. It wouldn't happen to be in the render settings, would it? And then if I go back to model, it's still there. So that ain't it. Okay, not there. What? That I think this is outdated when I'm looking at. Let's try it, but I think it's outdated. Yeah, nothing in this row. Seems like previously, whatever was in this top bar used to set the ground color and the background color. But I don't think that's the case anymore. Everything in here, I'm setting to pure white and seeing no change. Okay. So what else could it be? Gotta be one of you. Let me just leave that up. Here you go. I guess while I'm looking at all of this, if there's any kind of critters that y'all want to see me make, just say so. Hmm. I guess this is just gonna have to be one of those things that I'll have to leave alone. So be it. Because just being able to access all of the colors that are in my editor would be too convenient. And we can't have that. No, no, no. I don't think it's hiding in the collections. That wouldn't make sense if it were. Okay. I'll officially leave it alone now. Let's make some critters. As long as I look at it this way, I'll never have to see it. Who else can we make? I'll just duplicate out the base. Pull that over here. I'm going to shrink that to match the model. Okay. And you're going to be whatever other color. Maybe I'll try to make Blinksy again, my old little character. She was kind of purple. And she had one great big eye. But I think I might have to make it take up the whole face a little bit. If I try to do it this way. But then there's no room for a mouth. Guess unless I extrude the mouth, but I don't really want to do that. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna actually do the rest of her. I'll give her a little black dress. There we go. Cute little black dress. Sort of. And your hair details are probably also going to be a shade of black. I don't know if I'll do that or not. Should I make it actually? Let's walk it up a bit. And then curve it in. What kind of ears should she have? think I'm gonna have to give her like a drooping hair detail. Like that, maybe? No, okay. We'll go like that for now. Thank you. I think I gave her horns, but I can't really remember now. I kind of can't remember most of her details. Just that she was a Cyclops kind of character. Just gonna paint a little bit more on the hair detail while I think about it. She's probably gonna have to have like a little bit more because she has like hair extrudes. It comes up, right? I'm gonna give her a little more hair to work with. Maybe I can extrude a little more, actually, like out here to the sides, this little part. Like that. I kind of like that. Maybe that sort of frames the hair a little better around her. Let me see if I can look up her character and what she used to look like. She was one of the first 3D models I ever made when I was learning Blender the first time around, years and years ago. And so I'm not sure if any upload of her still exists anywhere that I can find. But we're gonna try. wonder if I can force it to only show. Hmm. Does Google help y'all anymore? Ever? Like, I'm not even using Google, I'm using DuckDuck, but just searching for anything ever has just become so unhelpful. Because I'm very explicitly searching for a very specific spelling of a very specific character and getting everything under the sun that is not my character. No. Oh well. I mean, I don't like ads? No. No, I don't, in fact. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that she did have like a horn, little ram horns, I think. I'm just going to try to wrap that around. Okay, and then if I do add a little more, start stepping it outward like that. I can just start trimming it up from there. Oh, don't want to grab that much. Okay. How do I do this? Probably step it in a little more. Can't have a jaggy, so we'll do it like that. And from there, we can curve it back in up here, right? I think it's just curled too tightly around the head. Hi, Pixel Tuner. Just making some critters. Some little chibi dudes today. I'm trying to make a character that was um back back in the day when I was first learning Blender. I made this little character called Blinksy. That was my first little low poly tutorial that was um, how to make like your own 3D Animal Crossing character. And what I made was this sort of little Cyclops girl with goat horns and bobbed hair and a little black dress. And that was it. And I can't find it. I can't find it anywhere. I might be able, hold on. I think I can find it. I think what I have to do is check an old drive. I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to do this. Okay. If I were me and I were burying art that I made years ago, where would I bury it? No, I wasn't doing 3D back then. It was a little bit later. I was not always very good at organizing my stuff. But while I'm looking for that, if you're hoping to draw along, we have a little magma pinned up to the top of the chat. So if you want to draw along with us, you can. And where, oh, where did I put you? Oh, there's a folder called Blender. Maybe in here. Easy peasy. Oh, I found the little house I made for her. I made the character and then I made this house. This is, I don't even remember how long ago. 2021. Okay. That's where her house is. Where is she? Oh my god, I remember when I was first learning how to like poly, I made this guy too. So y'all can enjoy this cursed thing. I love him dearly. Gotta be in here somewhere. Oh my goodness. And this little house I made as well. I made it with like it's low poly and it's just like solid colors. But then I took grease pencil and that's how I drew in the little details. They're all just like grease pencil bricks and roof details. Gosh, that was so long ago. Thank you for joining me on this trip down memory lane. Where are you? Gotta be in here somewhere. I need my reference. How am I supposed to survive without my reference? Oh, okay. I'm gonna bring that to the foreground. I see you drawing in there. What you drawing? One of these things for sure. Nope. I'll give it just one more folder or two and then I'll give up. But it should be in this year. Oh well, I'll just have to look for her another time. Everything I do just has to be done at another time. It seems. Well, if her house were anything to go by. What is? I found a bug. Are you hiding more bugs around? I'll do what I can based on what I remember. What I remember, this goes farther back and kind of farther up off of the ear a little bit. And I'll push down from here. Get that extra little bit of curve there. I think that's about in the area of what I want. Let's trim it up. Oh, too much. Okay, and maybe if I pull this inward a little. It's going to need another step. I think, yes. Okay, it's looking better from that side and that side. I think we can send the curve further back though. Like this much further back. And then we can trim another little bit out of here. Yeah. Okay. See how it looks a little bit curvier? Curvier. Kind of, sort of. If you squint. What if I make her curve just for better silhouette? Go outward instead of inward, like that. Yeah, okay. Okay, okay, okay. And I also remember giving her a tail, like a little goat tail. Oh, wrong direction. Just going to select and drag a curve out of it. And then shorten it to what I want. Are we there? It can go a little more steeply down, I think. Like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like. There you go. Got a little goat tail. Can I give it little hoofs? No, not like that. Okay. Take the hair color. And I'm gonna paint that there. There you go. Little hoofies. Okay, if that's what I'm doing for that though, should I make the horns a different color? Like it's this would be the same color, right? Oh, I gotta be careful because it can't be the same as the hair color. I won't be able to model off of it again, or I won't be able to select it out without much headache. Okay, I gotta paint the face of this, and then they're separate. Yeah, okay. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Can I paint little stripies as like a little finishing touch, and then we can move on to the next one. Yeah, we can, I think. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm gonna make her eye a little bit wider. just to see if it kind of relaxes the expression a bit. She kind of feels a bit more cat-like than like just a little. There we go. Oh, what happened there? Okay, all good to go. And I'm gonna make one little curve here. So her bob is sort of stylish, but not as harsh from the side. Cute. Right. I forgot about her ears though. There we go. Just gonna add a little bit of style point here. Perfect. No, I thought I would outline it. I think there's just not a lot of room for it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. No, it's too low now. I like that. Can I extrude it? Is that going to be... Will that cause a lot of breakage? I don't know. I'll leave it for now. I want to move on to the next one. Okay, who's this one going to be? Someone said capybara yesterday, I think. Maybe we can take some inspiration from that. Okay. Let me look up a capybara. It might be hard to sell that it's a capybara if we stick too close to the form. We'll start with the color at least. And the eyes. Okay. Oh, goodness. Not what I meant to do. Paint the face. There we go. Somewhat capybara adjacent. That might do. Let's get the ears. He's got to have a little orange on his head, or a mandarin, I think. Seems obligatory. Cute. And a little leaf. Add a little row here so we can lift it up. How do I want to do this? Let's step it back down. That should do. I think that'll do. And I'll just drag it around a little. Perfect. Okay. A very chill day. I don't know if it's the seasonal depression getting to me though. I hope y'all are having a better time of adjusting to like the lack of sunlight. But for me it gets rough because the sun's already setting. It's only 4 o'clock. And my plan after the stream is to go out and get some sunshine. Not sunshine, probably moonshine, let's be honest. Not that kind of moonshine though. Head to a cafe, as there's one that stays open a little later near me. Just hang out in a public place. Get outside of my house so I don't just fall into hibernation. I don't know if y'all have any better ways of fighting that. Gets worse after tomorrow because of all the rise and shine. Yeah. But the solstice is a few more days, right? The 21st, I believe. So what is that, 1 week? 1.5 weeks almost. We can survive till then. Make those eyes a little bigger. I love it. Um, it's got a little tail. What's a little tail look like though? It's kind of a nubbin, I think. You got a little nubbin tail, right? Or does it just round all the way down? Can't believe I'm actually going to be searching for capybara backside. And I'm still only getting pictures from the side. I need the tails. What do the tails look like? If anything, don't do it. It's okay. I've seen worse things on the internet. Okay, so they don't kind of have tails. It just kind of rounds off back there. But their little feetsies get a little darker than I think I'm actually giving it credit for. I don't know. Maybe I'll get away with this. Yeah, I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it this. I'm going to move on to the next critter. And if we really want to see something different about it, speak now or forever hold your capybara. I'm going to start labeling these while I'm thinking of, well, we should model next. And I'm going to check on, oh, I see you. I see you. Half-Life 3 spotted. Confirmed. Nice work, though. It's so small. Why is he so small? What is this, a Gordon Freeman for ants? I'm kidding. You can draw as small as you'd like. Okay, where is my scene? Here we are. Who else do I want to make? Have I made a fairy? Like a little voxel fairy? In Magical Voxel yet? I have in Doppy Bang, but not here. Okay. And if I'm making a fairy, I should make them look a little like pink and purplish. I guess pinks and purples are what we're going with. So we'll imagine that that's like the start of our hair color. And she's going to have like big elf ears. I'll just go ahead and leave that plain for now while I get the ears established. They gotta be super pointy though. Somewhere around there. I'm gonna bevel it, I think. About that much, maybe. Guess it could set back if I ever walk it back from there. I can pull it back from here. Kind of keep some of the thickness. How's that? I don't know. I think she should be brighter though. She's gonna have to have wings. Okay. How do I want to carve you out? I want them to be a little butterfly-ish. Like that, maybe? And then we can add like a little detail sealing them back together in the back. Tell you what, I'm going to do that on a separate object so I can kind of turn it this way and see if I like that later. And for now, do some kind of dress. I can tell someone's excited for Half-Life, but like, where did it start? Like, where did all this new wave of like Half-Life hype start? Was it the announcement of the new, not Steam Deck, the VR and stuff? The new console, the Steam Cube. Gabe Cube. Okay, I'm gonna keep that painted skin tone. Something like that, I guess. This and serious leaks. Oh, hi, Yade. We're just making some more of our little voxel chibis. You were streaming for a while yesterday. I went, had dinner, came back, was settling in for bed for the night, and you were still streaming. Okay, let's give you some kind of facial detail. This is too mischievous. Yeah, I'm gonna not do that for now. Okay, I'll give you a little bit smaller of a mouth for now. Even though I really want to make you a mischievous little fairy. I don't know, I kind of wanted to have like funky colors all throughout. I don't want it to be too harsh. I don't know. How fairy do I want this fairy to be? Had to finish that whale turtle. It was good though. And that should be way brighter. A little too bug-eyed, isn't it? I'll let that be for now. And do something else with it in a minute. Should probably do something with the hair and then give the wings so that we know we're actually thinking about like a fairy. Okay. I need to like make a big swooshy curve upward, I think. Like a troll doll, you know? I don't know for sure. like that, you know? I don't know if it reads well. We can trim it up, but kind of what I have in mind. Okay, just giving a few little notches, but then I'm realizing I've made a jaggy. Hold on. 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Seems suitable. Okay, I'll start making her face a little nicer, maybe. I'm realizing I just don't like the stepped ears for her. I'm gonna just bring them into the same level of thickness for the most part. And trim up on this part of the silhouette. So like, did you link me to what those serious leaks were? I didn't really check my Discord before jumping on stream. This is like the first that I'm hearing of this, like only through you, Pixel Tuner, that Half-Life 3 is even on the table at all. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what? You're pastel green now, I think. If we're going with purples and blues, I'm gonna experiment with that. A little less saturated. And maybe I can make this a poppier kind of blue eye. And the mouth. At least it's less harsh for now. What is it that I don't like about this ear? I think if I modeled this for use in a game, I would knock these ears into their own object and then rotate them. We're stuck in voxel space while we're in Magical Voxel. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Just have it be like this and maybe pull it in from here and then rotate it back. So I'm going to leave those marks there for now. Let's have a little more fun with the eyes. It's like all eyes. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Try to keep them pretty flat. There, at least. Maybe I can do some like sparkles. Want some little sparkles? Just some kind of texture. I don't know what yet. And some of this color on the back. Oh, I should probably do that with a mirror. Okay, this is a little bit cursed, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm kind of enjoying it. It's the mouth, I think. I don't want to do these eyes anyway. I kind of want them to be kind of glowy, the kind of bug-like fairy approach. Don't know if it shows up very well that way. Okay, let's go ahead and make her wings. And how big do I want it to be? I'm trying to think of what other games I actually want to look forward to in the new year. This current year was a good year for a few games I was looking forward to coming out, like Majorly Fantasy Life. I was a little bit burned by Inzoi. I was really looking forward to Inzoi, and it's very disappointing how some of its release went and how unoptimized it was, and the AI use. Don't Not super happy about that, but at the very least, Fantasy Life came out. It very strongly delivered. Um, I loved that. I played it with my parents, played it with my husband. Two games for you: Half Life and GTA 6. I think that's definitely what a lot of people are looking forward to. There was this one game that I think a plushie company was coming out with, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It looked so great in the trailer. I had no idea until just recently that there was any kind of drama around it. But I was like, I was so sure that this game was going to come out this year. I saw the trailers at the previous, I think it was like Summer Games Fest or something. And and yeah, I guess that game is just not happening. So that's a bit of a letdown. I think there's going to be some new content for Cult of the Lamb though. The like winter stuff going on. Okay. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. See, now I kind of see the vision of it. Still gonna have to be careful how I do this though. Be a little like that. If I do that, I kind of want to match it here at the top. See if I can get away with that. Yeah, I think so. You kind of have like one little point at the top there. I think that's what I like. Yeah, what's actually coming up for the next year? It was a great year for horror games. I still have to catch up on a bunch of that. I probably spend, if nothing else is coming out next year that I'm actually looking forward to, I'm probably going to spend the year just catching up on all the horror games. I haven't played Still Wakes the Deep. It's not terribly horror, but Dredge, I want to try that one. Um, Indica came out. I think that was this year. Sorry We're Closed came out, and I want to play that. There's the new Silent Hill, but I'm still going to give that one some time. Not for any particular reason, just when it comes to AAA games, I have learned that none of them release in a terribly playable state. So just leave them alone for a long time and then come back for them later. Do I want to make like a little sub color for that? Like if I made a little bit more pink. Little inside of the wing, you know? Okay. Okay. I'll probably keep this going across it though. I don't know. Let me give that one more step down. I'll leave it like that for now. Give it a little flip. Good deal. What else should I make? There's like so many of these go together and then capybara. I think someone made like a suggestion about a fishman character. So I'll try to do that. I'll try to do a little fishman. A little Abe Sapien. That his like head is a fish, maybe. I'll give him a big old fish tail. Right here. Okay, how do I want to do that though? Maybe I'll start like a thin layer. So I can just add and remove like this. Okay, building our little shark tail. I'll have like a big old fin hawk, I think, because that would be so punk. Like that. Okay. I should have had a mirror on for this. I think this is going to be changed by the colors I use. Like this. Like that might also affect some of the sculpt. And leave a little room for that to come up like that. I'm not inspired by any particular fish for this. I haven't checked the magma in a while. How's that Alex coming up? Good googly moogly. Dude, are you a printer? Look at that foreshortening. Look at it. Nicely done, though. And there's still like so much to go. Now you have to draw the rest of the world around him. Okay, that's why I wanted to do this, because that's going to change our sculpt a little. Okay. Let me walk that up a little more. And maybe pull this all the way down and in. It's kind of getting a little over sculpted. Yeah, I think that's just over sculpting him. I'm going to keep this within the back of the head frame then. I don't like how that becomes a solid straight line. I want there to be a curve, but then I have to kind of cut into the head. Might not be the worst thing in the world. How bad? Is it really noticeable if I break the like base form that much? As long as I round it up, maybe it'll be okay. Why did I do that? I don't know if I like that. That's why. This is a jaggy. Oh, why am I like this? Okay. And I'm going to round that off, and everything's going to make sense and be great forever. This sounds so Half-Life for no reason. Oh, Soul Savers? Yeah, I can see it. I can see the connection, but I also think that you're starting to see Half-Life in everything, and I'm gonna be so honest with you, my friend, it's starting to concern. I've got a little concern. It's okay. We'll get Half-Life 3 in our lifetimes. Maybe. Or we won't. I'm sorry. That's mean. Um Hopium levels critical. Everything reminds me of her. Her Half-Life 2. Half-Life 3. Okay, let's give them some face details. How do I want to do that though? I'll copy this. Okay. Now, if he's a fish person, his eyes should be a little bit vacant, right? Like a little wide. And then he's gonna have like fish lip. Yes, kind of like that. But this feels like the outline of the eye, not the actual eye. So how do I want to do the eye color? I'm gonna look at Ape Sapien because he is the best reference to me for what a fishman should be. All fishmen should aspire to be Ape Sapien. Okay, his eyes are just pure black and sparkling. Sorry, I was lost in a fishman's gaze. I'm just gonna paste this over here. Really close to black. They don't really have much of an outline. I like that though. Give them a little sparkle. Maybe I'll tuck it more into the corner of the eye. You look so sad. What else can I do? Can I have some like shorts and a shirt, I think. Okay. So he's got his little shorts and his shirt. I don't know. We'll just start with like a kind of greenish black. Go from there. Nope, not what I meant. Oh, should he have some like fishy webbing on the bottom of his arms? I like it. He's like a little flying fish. Yes. Can I make him even more depressed looking? Hold on. No, 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 no. Like this. Just deep in the pits of the eyes. Okay, I won't deepen the pits of the eye. I did like this little touch. I might keep that. However, this might have to go. It just makes him look from the side profile like he has like a bit of mustache going. But what if that's cool though? You know, like he's a man of the sea, got a sea beard, or whatever um, men of the sea have. How did fish lips become beard? But if he does, he's gonna have his little yellow boots because I think in my head they all have little yellow boots. No, no. Okay, Gordon Seaman, Pixel. I I promise you, Half Life 3 may or may not happen. I can't promise anything. Oh, you're gonna color him? Nice. It'll totally maybe kind of happen somewhere within this decade or two. Um, love the fish guy. Thanks. He's my little Shadow over Innsmouth dude. I think it was Token Rove was suggesting this yesterday. A little fish man and a capybara. We got our fish man and our capybara. Capybara. What else should we do? I hope y'all don't mind the absolute cursed state of the UI of Magical Voxel at the moment. When I started the stream, I just got like frustrated because if everything is dark, my colors become dark. And every time I've tried to pull something from Magical Voxel into Blender, I have to recover the colors, and I'm tired of doing it. I just want to. Sunny just low on hopium. It's okay. I'm so full of hope for lots of things that are not this. I hope a certain bubble controlling the tech industry pops. I hope um, that tomorrow will be warm enough for me to go outside and not die. I hope I make some more emojis and birds and stuff. What else do I hope? There's a lot of things like coming up for the new year that I'm like hoping to do. I'm telling myself that That's not like an official resolution yet because the more I do that, the more I set myself up for disappointment. But I hope to spend at least one day a month outside of the city in nature. I need some fresh air and sunshine at least once a month, or maybe I will wilt. So that is my, not calling it a resolution. I'm calling it hope. I hope that I get the chance to get out of the city once a month. I hope that Godot is easy to learn. So that the next time I make a planner, I have a whole game in my head, okay? And I'm going to spoil just droplets of it. I actually really like a planner. I think it helps me manage my, um, not going to call it that. It helps me stay on top of things. And my plan, because I like Tamagotchis, is to make a Tamagotchi slash planner accountability buddy sort of game where you have your little isometric room and your little buddy is in there and he's working hard on his various little tasks. Maybe he wants to be an artist, so you can give him an easel and give him some paints, and you can work alongside him and he'll ask you what you're doing and he'll buy you little, I don't know, coffee. And you're kind of helping each other out. Yeah. And the more things in your daily planner that you tick off as things that you've done, the more coinage you have to help your little buddy get better at what they're doing or grow and evolve as their little Tamagotchi best self. That's the plan. And I've iterated on this behind closed doors off and on for a while now, but I need to actually learn how to do enough things to make it happen. But I don't want to learn programming. I just want to do the art of it and then have the game. So maybe this will come to be, maybe this will not. Um, shall see. But imagine for me, if you will, that these little chibi dudes were your little Tama buddies, and they were just hanging out in a little room that you could decorate. And you can help them be, um, like if you have a little capybara, maybe you can help them make a little hot tub to hang out in, and that's their activity because they're a capybara and they don't care about activities. Perhaps one day I'll actually have the gumption to do this, but not today. What should the color of this little bunny dude be? I kind of like that little minty thing going on. We'll try again with pink. We tried the fairy that way, but it just wasn't going to happen. to see if I can actually get away with this idea I've had in my head. It may or may not work, but I hope. Y'all tell me what y'all think that I'm doing so that I can know if it's actually working or not. Yes. Might be a tough one to pull off. No, it's gotta be inclusive of all of this, I think. I'm gonna have to find a way. Maybe make it gums? Okay. I'll clean up the silhouette by just drawing these teeth back in here. Gonna have to be a bit more formal about the shape of these teeth. No, additively. There we go. Okay. Now what am I doing here? And this needs to bring the point inward. Want to keep that severity going. Okay, okay. I'm starting to see it shape out. For now, I'm gonna let that sit there and start on some other details. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Yes. I'll just round off the ears. Perfect. gonna give them little gloves and shoes. Hello, Pio. How's it going? We're just making some critters. Don't mind this one. He's just grinning because he's happy to see you. But we've also got a little magma drawing going up near every time I look at it though, I am just blinded by what Pixel Tuner is doing. But there's some hello. Jump scare. I bet this was Zergling, eh? But yes, if you want to draw in this area with us, there's a little link at the top to the magma page. That's crazy. You crazy person. Okay, back to the voxeling. Okay. You told me beforehand that you are what a crazy or crazy about Half-Life. Crazy about that Half-Life. It's like a 90s ad for if Half-Life 3 came out in the 90s. Crazy good. Sorry, I need my just a moment. Okay. Yes, I am well aware that I could be working on my little winter landscape for the Magical Voxel Challenge, but I want to do this. I don't know if that really reads as like a little swoosh in the skirt. No. Nah. Okay. Okay. I'm starting to see it. Turn the mirror off for a second. See if I can make a little nurse pocket. You know what I mean? Very tough with this much detail space. Let me copy this white color. Yeah, just leave that. And okay. Cute. Cute. On to the next one. What'll this one be? We've got room for like a whole bunch of animal varieties or like high fantasy stuff. We've got a goblin, we've got a fairy, we've got our little ram girl, a doll, a fish, and teeth. Um, what else do we do? What else can I do? Hmm. What else? What else? We started making a fox, I think, and didn't. Oh, I guess we could make a holiday elf. Then we'd technically, be doing holiday stuff. Um, let's try that. Make a little Keebler elf. Why not? What does a Keebler elf look like? Need a biblically accurate Keebler elf. Okay. Because he's very fleshy, we're going to go ahead and start with his clothes. He doesn't stay naked for too long. And he's gonna have to have some kind of like stockings, I'm sure. Maybe with like a red stripe to them. And how else can you be festive? Forget it. I'll just go ahead and sculpt your ears. Or copy them. Hmm. Who has the best ear shape so I don't have to model that again? You, I think. Give me that. I'm taking it. Perfect. And one more time, flipped on the eggs. Nope. Why? Perfect. Don't know for sure, but that's what I'll stick with for now. What kind of hair should the little Keebler elf have? Hmm, I guess it won't terribly matter if a hat is like a little Santa hat is coming off of the top of it anyway. But I'll still try to make something nice. Oh, other direction. Come on. Like little pigtails, maybe? I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's not pigtails. I'll just go with like a general bob, I guess. Something like that. And then we'll put a little hat. I guess the hat should stay here because it's going to droop. Like the little tail of the hat should droop. Okay. Oops. All right. This is going to have to curve out to the other side somehow. Not that way. This way, maybe? Okay. And I'm just going to drag that piece into place once I have the rest of it ready. Mm-hmm. Too far out on that side. That's what's happening. Okay. Cute little elf. Thank you. See, we're making festive. I can do festive. No problem. Oh, you're uneven. That's what's bothering me. Should be even now. Goodness, how do I do this? Mm-hmm. Okay. Definitely in the department of Keebler now. Kinda. It's still due to narrow this up, and that 3 jump doesn't sit well with me. I'm gonna push it down. Although I'm realizing your hair is probably gonna be some kind of brown color. I don't know what yet, but some kind of brown color. So that I can do the brim of the hat and not lose too much. It's also starting to tell me what's wrong with some of what's happening. I'm going to push this in a little and then bevel it and lift that up, I think. That seems like a better height. Okay. Need to walk that down a bit more. Just remove some confusion. That's what's happening. There's like another little jaggy there. And I think this curve needs to go all the way up to here. Oh, goodness, I'm just blinding myself. I think I'm just overdoing it. Let me remove some detail from that. Try to rein it in. Get it? Reins. Like reindeer. See how festive I am? This might just be all it takes. Okay, that's what I'm going to think it is. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Come on. Ta-da! See how easy that was? No headache at all. I think I need to paint this area here. Did I hide the models again? Yes, I did. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's what needed to happen. I just needed to paint that little bit. Okay, I'm gonna join you two up. Um, this one, right? Nope, this one. Perfect. Now, if I were a Keebler elf, what else would I have? Little boots. And I think this would be like a little shirt or a vest of some kind. And then I would give him little shorts. Kind of like that. I've got to separate that color a little more though. The red and the brown are just too close. That's probably why they went with that like candy yellow. So it is a little bit weird. What am I doing here? There. It doesn't read like shorts, does it? If it doesn't carry through like to here. But then we lose all the room for the stripes. I am just going to keep that the same. Like he's wearing a little onesie or something. I wonder if I give him a little, the suit detail they have, or they have like little wings. Like that. No, it's just too much noise that, like, if the rest of the thing looked like a suit, I could probably pass it. But it doesn't. He just looks like he's in his Jimmy Jams, and we're just gonna let him live like that. Be perfectly elfy. And even got a little blush on his cheeks. Isn't that nice? Because he's working out in the cold and y'all should give him a break. There we are. Perfect. Can I do one more in the few minutes that we have left? I am gonna try. I don't know what to make. Half-Life critter? I don't know if I should, because like I want to be supportive. I I know that you're very excited. I don't want to hype you up just for you to get let down if Half-Life doesn't happen. So I'm gonna make a little Half-Life critter, but you're gonna have to promise me that you're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it if they don't announce Half-Life 3. Gordon Smallman. I love that idea. Okay, we'll do a little Gordon Smallman. I need to get a good look at those details. Let me use your drawing as a reference. Jeez, getting so rendered. This is it. This is what I vote has to be the box art. You don't get it because I already got an alternative if that happens to focus on. Okay. So you're gonna be okay if all this happens and Half-Life doesn't happen. Okay, I'm gonna copy that skin color over here. Let's bucket that and go from there. And we're gonna need an orange box. And we're gonna need a black. We're kind of already there. What else? His hair is brown. Okay. I think that's it. Let's be honest, it will happen because Valve doing things and they don't even hide that much. I see them doing a lot, but they've never been that predictable to me. Every time something comes from Steam, and it might have just been me not paying the greatest attention to video game news at the time, back then, when they came out with Portal 2, I didn't think that we were going to get a Portal 2. I just kind of thought that was it. And then bam, Portal 2. Have fun, kids. Um, and Half-Life Alex, I didn't see that coming. I just kind of thought, we were never going to get Half-Life 3 and that was the end of it. That they even gave us Alex was like, oh, okay. That's nice. How, how many voxels does it take to make you believe that this is Gordon Freeman? I can't do that suit collar. Maybe I can kind of paint it on like that. Okay. And do the little hip. Like his jeans are that. And I don't want to say what this looks like, and you're gonna have to just hold on. I promise there's a reason why things are happening this way. Like a split in the suit here. No, it has to be that wide. Okay. Alex made Half-Life 3 impossible. I don't know how much stock I put into that. If they wanted to make a Half-Life game, they are they're Valve. They are like the pinnacle or like the crux of like what PC gaming is. If it was like funding, they got it. They could make money out of thin air to make that happen. If they really wanted to do that, they could have done it by now. Story wise. Oh, okay. Got little knee pads. Does it go all the way around? Kind of. Okay, so it's just sort of separating the boots then. Now he's starting to look like an X-Man. Um, arms also orange. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and paint that. All right, maybe that's as close as we get to that detail. And I have a little joint around the elbows. Whatever that hotkey is, I need to take it behind the shed. And does he have like little black gloves? Yes, he does. Okay, what's his shoe color? Also kind of black. There you go. And his hair. All right, that might be where we position the ears. Okay. And let's set this back a little, I think. Give him a little sideburn. Starting to get there. Give him some body. Do his hair. Don't know if I want to go with a lot of outward body. It's real short hair. Not many people were able to play Half-Life Alyx, but the game has one ending that matters very much to explain almost anything that could happen. That is a really cool way of telling me a lot and not spoiling it at the same time. Good job, actually. Here's my guess. They're going to make a Half-Life live action show. And it's going to have the guy from the Breaking Bad guy, the Malcolm in the Middle dad. That's going to be Gordon Freeman. That's my guess. He has like a sideburn color. Kind of gray sideburns, right? These photos are just all over the place. I need to get like a better look at the model. Whatever. No sideburns for now. I thought he had gray sideburns though. Okay. And his glasses. Gotta have the glasses. Okay, I'm gonna pull that out a little. So I can round it a little better. Kind of sort of like that. Yeah, it's gotta stay up like that. Give him that mean little eyebrow that he's very iconic for. And you've got big, beautiful blue eyes, right? Something like that. What? There you go. Here's your little Gordon Smallman. Maybe I should give him like, yeah, Gordon Smallman needs crowbar. Okay, give him a crowbar. It's the same color as the suit, right? Something like it. No, it's a red crowbar. Yeah, it's a red crowbar. Okay. Oh crap! Hold on. I've got to fix that. Okay, and the crowbar has a little gray section at the top where it curves in. And another little part of the back. No, it's not gonna work. It has to go upwards this way if it's gonna go at all. There you go. He's got his crowbar. Gordon Smallman. And you know what? He's also gonna have a little blush. Ta-da! You can print them out and put them on a keychain. Gordon Smallman. Yeah, it's kind of fun actually to make that little guy. All that said, I think we are nearing the end, so let's look for somebody to hang out with. for a second. Who do we hang out with today? Yada wouldn't happen to be starting to stream again today, would she? Now the G-Man and Alex? No, I gotta go. I gotta go to co-working. I gotta do my Greek homework. I gotta learn all about California, Protochronia, and all that stuff. Christuliana. Christuliana and Protochronia. Christmas and New Year's in Greek. That's my homework. She does, but in roughly an hour. I can't wait that long. Start sooner. I'm messing with you, don't. Who else? Who else can we bother? Is anyone doing pixel art? Oh, I see someone doing pixel art. Oh, but it's in Spanish. Oh. Okay. Who's this? They're doing some pixel art. You do pixel art always? Cause me pixel. Yeah. Well, if you're streaming, I'll raid you. Yeah, we're ending. If you have any suggestions, I'm open, but I'm looking for. At the moment, I'm just looking for pixel art. Mm-hmm. Yada streaming? I thought you said she was streaming in an hour. Which is it? Technically Cute does a lot of cute Pokemon arts. Yeah, maybe do a stream before Mary Chrysler. Mary Chrysler. Merry Christmas. Merry Crisis. You're not true. Okay. We'll do Technically Cute. Oh, is my chat not doing the thing? Oh, it's just being real slow. Wonder if I'm cooking my computer right now. That would be unfortunate. I need to technically cute. All aboard. Let's hope this works. All right. Tomorrow, I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll do more of these. Maybe we'll do some holiday environment. Who knows? But thanks for hanging out. I hope y'all have a good one. I hope y'all stay warm. And with all that said, lurking and packing, I hope the move is going well. But yeah, here we go.